Okay. All right. Good morning, guys. I hope you all are doing great. Uh, I hope you all are doing great. It's a new week again, and a week of abundance opportunity as always. So let's see what the market has for us this week. Let's see what the market has for us this week. Let's quickly update this shit. Are you motivated that you're going to be profitable this week? If you're motivated or going to be profitable this week, let me see some fire emoji on the chart. If you believe that this week you're ending this week profitable, let's see some fire emoji on the chart. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yo, good morning, guys. You know how we always do it. It's Monday morning again, and you. Guys, okay, sorry about that. So sorry about that. I never knew that the mic was muted. So now, one thing I want to share with you guys is today is making sure that uh, in anything you are doing this trading, you want to make sure that what you are having a straight trading plan, right? Now, in my years of trading this financial market, one thing that has actually kept me in the game and one thing that has actually made me profitable consistently over the first time, right? For, made me consistency for a long time is one having a strict trading plan and being disciplined. I could remember vividly well when I started trading proprietary firm in the year 2021, right? I remember vividly then I was still in school. I remember vividly well that what the one important thing that kept me to the life stage was what discipline. One thing that kept me to the life stage is what discipline, and that was what sustained me while I was trading through the phase one, phase two, and then when I got funded as well, too, right? So The only thing that actually differentiates the profitable trader from the unprofitable ones are one is just one thing, you see, discipline, right? If you take a good look at the statistics of those who actually trade, I mean, not influencers, oh, you can be an influencer and also be a trader, no doubt about that. But I mean, those you see on the chart, often making money consistently from the chart, they send their setup to their community before and after. If you go take a good look at what they've been doing, right, you notice that they don't just trade anyhow. They follow a strict trading rules, right? They follow a strict trading plan and a strict what trading model. So if you want to make sure that you are staying long in this business, you're consistent in the game, right? One thing you want to do for yourself is making sure that you know how to trade profitably, right? Knowing that this model that I'm actually trading, this is what I want to follow through with, right? If you cannot have a trading model that you are following through, then that is it means that what you are still going to be depending on traders or depending on signals, right? But in as much as you are following through with someone who has been in the game, someone who is actually in the business, right? One thing you want to make sure that you are doing is ensuring that you learn a thing or two from the person, and also making sure that what you follow through with the style of trading that the person is actually doing, and what model it to yourself, because there is no way the same way I'm going to be trading might not be the same way you'll be trading, right? Even if you learn from me, there are some persons that will learn from me and they will be very much aggressive, right, in their approach, while some that will learn from you might be very very much um conservative in their ways of trading. So it depends on you personally. That is why you as a trader, you want to make sure that while you are learning, you are focusing on your growth, right? You're focusing on your growth and making sure that you're telling yourself that this is something. If you believe that this is actually something that will help you get the financial freedom you're looking for, definitely you know that you're not just going to take it with everything hands, right? You're going to be taking it very very much seriously, right? Taking it very very much seriously and putting in the work in, even in good times and in bad times. Because trust me, see, one thing you will see in this market is, see, right, you're going to face some challenges in the market, whether you like it or not. Because obviously, the market condition is not always going to be the same. But the most important thing is, in as much as you can follow your trading model, right, and follow your trading plans, trust me, there's no way you can still sustain trading. You can still be in the game for a very long time. Because trust me, those profitable traders you are seeing out there, every profitable trader you see out there, that does not mean that they are not taking losses in the market. They often take losses in the market, but what keeps them going, it is them following their plan and ensuring that what they follow their trading model. They don't look at the left or the right, look at other traders, what they are doing and what they are not doing, right? They focus majorly on what they know best in the market, and that is what has kept them in the game. So that is why I'll also be sharing you with how you can actually relate trades, market structures with what with your trading model. Like for me, for instance, there are sometimes I make some certain mistakes. Sometimes I go looking for my model. I'm forgetting about structures, forgetting about the directional bias and what will be the end product of it. Will take loss, right? So you too, if you know that you don't want to be taking unnecessary losses in the market, depending on irrespective of the strategy you are trading, irrespective of the system you are using, you don't want to forget that what one major key instrument or key take from this market is understanding the directional bias of the market, following structure, especially what the higher time frame structure in anything you are doing, right? If you are trading on the 1 minute time frame, make sure that what you relate it to the higher time frame that is higher than the 1 minute time frame. It might be maybe the M30 or the H1. Even if you are trading the M30 time frame or the H1 time frame, make sure you're also relating it to what the H4 and the daily time frame, because there is one thing that will just make you take a loss in the market. It's just one simple thing. Once you miss it, you are taking that loss, whether you like it or not. Not understanding where the higher time frame is going to, not understanding where the big boys are going to. It has happened to me several times, right? And I know some of you here too. It has also happened to you guys too. So it's not something that you will be shy of. It's not something that you should be egoistic about it. That I don't take losses in the market, or maybe when you take losses in the market, you're not open-minded to learn from your mistakes, and you feel like no, I cannot say this. See, let me tell you something. Everybody take losses in the market. It is how humble you are. It is how you take yourself in the business. That is what matters the most, right? If you know that you are the type that you feel like you should always make wins in the market, right? Trust me, this market is not for you, because that losses will come. Because there's no way you are not a robot. There's no way you are not a computer. You cannot always detect. There might be some system error or maybe human error. Most of the time, what always happens in trading when we take losses is also human error. Because sometimes you might want to just take trade and you forget the fact that I have not checked my higher time frame. Maybe you're just using your phone and you see one set your setup on the lower time frame, maybe on the H4, you just quickly jump on it and boom, right? You're forgetting that the market is coming from a particular direction. Because the moment you are not mapping your direction very well, the moment you're not mapping your higher time frame direction very well, trust me, that loss will definitely come, right? That loss will definitely come. And that is why in everything you want to do, forget any other thing that any other person is doing. Every other person is doing what is actually good to them. Whatever is actually profitable to them, whatever that is actually making them money. One thing you want to do for yourself is making sure that what you stay focused on what will make you money to, right? Whatever thing that will make you money, that is what you will focus on. Putting all your focus, putting all your mind. Make sure that you are not distracted. Make sure that what you have what you are looking for. I've seen some couple of traders that I know that yes, they are doing very well for themselves. They don't even look into what others are doing. They just stay focused on what they are doing. Follow through with structure, right? And then their entry models. As simple as that. When you keep it simple, it becomes easy, right? One or two, three good trade in a week. Trust me, you are good to go. In as much as you have a good risk to reward and you can get two good wins in a week, you are good to go. Sometimes you might not have any trade. There are some traders that in a full week or in a month, they might just get two or three good setup in a month, right? And that makes them profitable because now they're not just trading smaller capital, right? Do you know that if you can make $10,000 in a month, you're a big man in this country, in fact, any part of the world, right? And there's some people too in this country too who can also make $500 in a month. There's some person who cannot make $1,000 in a month. Now, how about you thinking about you? The making is a figure that way, $500, $1,000 while you are at home, right? That means a very big changes. That makes a very huge difference in any part of this country that you want to be, right? But the question now is, how do you get there? You can get there via the use of what proprietary firm, right? You can get there via the use of investors. You can get there via the use of maybe your families and loved ones who are gifting you money to trade, right? So now, if you can get lay your hands on proprietary firm, most importantly, and then you're funded, right? It simply knows that, right, you can keep making money off a proprietary firm, right? And stack up your what? Your back account. When you stack up your back account, then you can now be trading with your own money from your back account or from your wallet, live and direct. There's no restriction on that one again. Now you now as the master planner of your own account, right? You now know how to set the rules for yourself. Because imagine you are trading a prop firm, there's rules. If you're also trading your personal money that you've accumulated in your bank account or your wallet, you also need to have rules because no matter what, if you don't have rules and you don't have your trading plan, you're still going to wreck the entire money. Now, I've been there before. I'm not going to lie to you. Majority of these traders you see, and they've been there before, right? So you don't want to make sure you don't want to make that same mistakes again, right? A lot of us have made a lot of mistakes in this journey, but we still keep going because we know that this part has been a very profitable part for us. And even in the next 10, 15 years, we're still going to be here, right? Making sure that we're making money from the market because trust me, there is no job out there that's going to give you more freedom like the way trading will do. There are other jobs, right? I'm not going to lie, there are other jobs, right? But trading is something that you know that as long as you have your monitor with you, your laptop, your phone, and you have money in your trading account, you can even be walking on the street and you are making money, right? You don't need anybody to direct your work to do. As long as you have the skill, you are good to go. You can get it done. You can get everything right. So you want to make sure that what you are putting in the effort right now that you still have the time, putting the effort every single day, whether the market is good, whether the market is not good, don't go away. Imagine if we that were even active in the market, sometimes the market is even funny to us. How much more about you if you take a break from the market? Now think about it. We that were actively trading every single day, right? The market sometimes acts weird, or maybe the condition or what we are expecting do not actually play out, right? And we look strange to us, and we want to like, okay, let's just see what we can still do, right? Now imagine you if you are not taking break. Just imagine you taking 1 month or 2 month break from the market. Even those people you see, they say they are going on vacation. If they are going on vacation, what they usually do is what? While they are on vacation, they don't trade actively, but they still keep their eyes on the chart. They still keep their eyes focused on the chart, looking at what the price action is actually do so that they can keep in track. Because if you go off, trust me, when you come back, you'll see a different thing in the market and it will look strange and look new to you. So I want to implore you to always make sure that what you're always looking at the chart, even if it's not often every day, just once in a while, just see and do your analysis and see what you want to do. And then yeah, good to go. And also, there is a proprietary firm I just found that I've been using FTMO for the longest period of time, right? FTMO is always what I've been recommending. Why am I recommending FTMO? Because they've paid me. I've actually used them and I've never had issues with them, right? It's not like I'm not promoting them, but that is a platform that I've actually used in making consistent withdrawals, right? So And I saw that okay, a lot of and one thing about FTM is quite expensive. I'm not going to lie, right? But it's worth it because their services are very good. They are top notch. Their rules are plain and straightforward. There's nothing like some idiot rules that you will go and trade and at the end they will be giving you some stories here and there. No, it is just straightforward, right? So, but right now, when I made some research, I discovered that we also have other prop firm right there that are actually doing great, right? But one that actually that captured me the most is what is good funded, right? Why that's a good funded because I thought that they have so their rules are not really that they have different account sizes and they have different plans, right? And the accounts are quite affordable. So for Nigerians for case study, you can easily get a $5,000 account, $10,000 account, which is like around $17 there about for 5K. Now imagine using $17 or $18 in purchasing a 5K account, and you can actually scale that up if you're funded there, right? And you let's say you get a $200 or $200 from that account, you already know that you see the difference, right? You invested $17 and you're making about 100 or $150. That way you can also scale up and still even sustain the account, right? Even if you lost the account, now you know that you can still buy other bigger accounts too. So that's why I actually find it interesting, and I was like, okay, let me share my comment. So I actually put the link in the description on the on the Telegram channel, right? The link to the Telegram channel. So if you want to purchase an account, they use the link and then get an account. I think they have a 50% discount right now as well too. Right, so you use the link on the Telegram channel as well too. So you just want to make sure that what you are getting yourself from it. Now we're in the second quarters of the year, right? I know it might be very tough. The first quarter might look very, very tough to some person, while some person might not be good. So because same way you are losing, some other person are winning. That is the normal thing about this life. As we are winning, some persons are losing. While if you are losing, some persons are winning. It's the normal thing, it's the normal phenomenon about the game, right? So you should not see yourself like since it is not good for me, it is not bad for other person. No, it might be bad for you and be good for every other person. So you just need to make sure that what while it is bad, you sit down, you embrace. For me, sometimes when I take losses in the market, all I just simply do, I go back to the chart again, go back to my materials while I was coming up in the business. I go and revisit them. What am I not doing right? What am I doing wrong? And most of the time, if I should just see what I'm not doing wrong, I'll just laugh like, what am I not doing right? I might just laugh and say, okay, so imagine, so just a little touch of right, a little thing that you will just neglect in the market. Trust me, you are taking losses. A little thing that you just neglect in the market, you are taking losses. So you don't want to even do that. You don't want to play with that for any reason. You want to make sure that what you are actually focusing on every detail. So every trade that you want to take, make sure you have a reason behind it. Don't say because I've been there before, whereby I will go and take trade because I saw that okay, somebody just dropped one thing, let me just quickly just do one or two things, take losses, right? So for that reason, I told myself that like, why is it that I will just jump on the trade and I didn't do thorough investigation on the trade? Most of the trades that actually made me profitable, that has actually given me good wins, right? These are trades that I literally sat down, evaluate thoroughly, right? Do my top down analysis and I see that yes, we are in line. These are the trades that are actually giving me peace of mind and giving me good wins. I'm not going to lie to you. So, in anything you want to do in this market, make sure you are patient. Take your time. If you take any losses on any good trade, that any trade that you did a thorough analysis on, then you know that it is not your fault. It is what is supposed to happen, right? You know that the only thing you can control then is your money. So you're applying risk management and you are staying sustainable in the market. You are still in the business, right? You win some, you lose some. Nobody's guaranteeing you 100% win rate in this market. No matter the system you're using, there is no 100% win rate. If you are having a 40% win rate in the market, that is out of 10 trades, you are winning just four, and you have just maybe 1:3, right? If 1:2, trust me, you are good to go. You are good to go. You are a profitable trader. So it is something that you must know how to evaluate or maybe balance between your risk to reward and your win rate. So the win rate has to correlate with your risk to reward. That way, even if you are taking some ridiculous losses in the market, let's not like ridiculous losses making saying that you are out of 10, you are losing 10. No. Let's say out of 10, you are winning three and you are losing seven. It also boils down to your risk to reward. If your risk to reward is good, you are still profitable. So don't get it twisted, don't get it confused. You just want to make sure that what you learn and you know exactly what you're doing in the market. So that being said, I'm going to be taking you guys to the chart and let's see what the market has for us this week, right? So I've been paying attention to XAUSD, which is our favorite pair, So, but quite seeing that market is actually reacting off a key zone, right? A higher time frame on demand, but I'm not really finding it interesting going into the trade yet because The market has not really given me exactly what I want to see, right? Because I needed some confirmation before the market, before hopping into the market, right? So and that's why I'm not yet in the market, or I've not centered any setup for it yet, right? But I believe this week should be a good one. So let me share my screen quickly and let's see let's see what the market has for us. Let's see. So let me share my screen. All right. Okay, so guys, if you can see my screen, if you can see my chart, just drop one on the chat box. If you can see my screen, just drop one on the chat box. If you can see my screen, drop one on the chat box. Just drop one on the chat box if you can see my screen clean and clear, right? Drop one on the chat box. Let's get it. Let's get it done. If you're there and you can see my screen, just drop one on the chat box. All right, good. You can see. All right, how about others? How about others? Let's see if others are following. If you're not seeing my screen, let me know. If you can see my screen, just drop one. All right, good. Confirm that. So basically, what I will do looking at, we are still looking at gold bit bullish, right? As you can clearly see, we are having a consistent push to the upside, right? You can see that we have a consistent push to the upside, giving us higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So at this point now, we are still on this issue in between this high and this low. This low and this high. And now, as you can see, the market is actually sitting on what? On the key demand area, which you can see clearly here that we have some inefficiencies, right? We have inefficiencies here, and the market has filled inefficiency and tapped into what this demand region. But the question now is, right, am I going to be buying from this demand region? For me, since the market is actually bullish, right? But this is just an inefficiency, right? I'm not going to be doing anything in this market yet. Although this might serve as a liquidity, right? To look at this liquidity, right? And then tap into this demand region. But the way the market actually approaches this region as at the opening of the market around 11 a.m. It was so aggressive, right? It was so aggressive that I wouldn't want to be in that kind of trade, right? Because there's a tendency that when you enter from this demand, right? When you enter from this demand and you're actually looking at buying continuation, right? There's a tendency that market might still stop you at, right? Stop you at and still what? And still go your way, right? So, and I don't want to be in that kind of situation whereby I will be in this kind of trade, spend a trade, I'll enter for me and market stop me and I still get my trade. Rather, I'll prefer to what, wait for confirmation around here, see some setup build up, right? That will make me go in here, especially on the lower time because this is the H4 time frame, right? So I don't want a situation where I will just jump into buying from here in hope that the market will go. The market doesn't help output that way, right? If you take a good look at all these regions here, when the market tap into some region, this demand region, there still be a follow through. The market will give you a follow through, right? And that follow through is what will help you scaling well on a lower time frame with a good risk to reward. Because if you just jump into the chart from here, jump into the chart from here now, right? Fine, you might just be in this trade. Let's say, look at the risk to reward. Let's say you enter from here, your stop loss is right beneath this low, for instance, right? So this high, we have one ratio 9 2, right? Which doesn't really make sense. If there was being 1:2, it actually makes sense. Okay, a little bit above the high, it was it's still 1:2, right? It's 1:2, a little bit above the high. But that being said, right? That being said, if you are comfortable taking trades like this, then it is good. But the thing is, you want to be consistent with your approach. For me, I'm not comfortable taking trade like this. The only way I would want to take trade like this is continuation. It is when, let's say, my structure is actually aligning to a particular high that we are targeting. If this was to be a lower time frame, this was to be a H4, right? H4 building up to, let's say, the demand a daily resistance, right? I will know that yes, I can hop in on this kind of trade. But if you look at this guy on this, if you look at this trend, for instance, now you can tell that why price took at this low here as a form of liquidity, right? And it's only building up for continuation, right? But the thing is here, you can see that all these regions here we have inefficiency. And these inefficiencies you are seeing here now with a key, a little touch of demand supply region there, you never can tell, right? Market can just be reacting off this guy for the continuation of the sale. So this high here that price to might just be what a liquidity for this particular region, and the market will continue selling down. It might not really set to take out this low here. It might not really set to take out this low. Might not really set to take out this low, right? But then market might just come back, clear out all these guys here, which will act as a trend liquidity, right? Clear out everything here and then tap back on this demand and then continue. So you don't want to be in a trade that is not clean and clear. If the trade is clean and clear, the narrative is clear, the logic is clean and clear. That way, you know that you are good to go. There is what a good possibilities of price moving towards your direction. But when you just hopping into trade like this without proper confirmation, that way you are not even sure. You are just in hope or praying that let this market not go and stop you out. And it doesn't make sense you be in a trade that you do not have clarity or you do not have what clear confirmation of why you should go. Because if you even go down to the let's go down to the M30 time frame to see something. You can clearly see that price just tapped into this area here and is going right. But the question now is, can this trade actually go to the move to take out this external high? Yes, it can. It's possible for it to take out this external high, but where is the structure leading you that there is shift here? Because if you take a good look at what is happening here, you see that from this current drop that the market did, right? The market has been making series of its own lower lows and lower highs like that, right? And price came back here, took this guy out as liquidity, tapped in here, make a wave, price came back here again, and then dump, right? So for every good reasons, you can clearly see that the market is staying between what? The market is staying between this particular high and this low, right? So price has not even taken out that high, as you can see. Price has not taken out this high, right? So market is still between these high. And now there's a big huge inefficiency here, as you can see. There's huge inefficiency here. So the market can just react of this inefficiency and then dump. But for every good reason, if the market happens that, if the price happens that after this reaction here, price pull back. Let me remove this one first. Let's say after this reaction that we are seeing from this region, the price made a pullback, and then we start seeing a build up. Oh, sorry about that. Um, and if you see that price keeps building up for consistent push, that way you know that we are good to go. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you guys a minute, guys. All right, sorry about that. So, in a situation like this, whereby the market to react of this particular, if it pulls back down, right, and have a continuous break, that way you cannot tell that this zone is strong. But the fact that this guy is actually still reacting, and then price pull back and break structure, internal structure, all we now need to do is what see through with the continuation. If the continuation is looking strong and healthy, that way we cannot look in for what from entry models around this area. We cannot looking to buy from a demand or a support level, and then what we target the external high. It makes sense that way rather than just hopping in for a buy from here and hoping that it will go. It will definitely go. But the thing is, if the market goes, if you continue trading this behavior, right, you might just be having some challenges. To I've been there before, so it always makes sense that this way, if you're buying from here, you're just being aggressive, right? If you're buying from here, you're being aggressive, right? But I can actually assure you that what being conservative in this market is very much good because sometimes it saves you from unnecessary losses in the market. So you don't want to find yourself hopping into markets that are not really clean, right? You want to make sure that what you have a proper structure, even on the lower time frame, because on the higher time frame, it is obviously clear that this guy here, this is a break of structure, right? We have a break of structure here. This is a demand level with inefficiency. Price is actually tapping here. We can actually looking for a buy, which market is obviously going to move with high possibilities of it pushing up, right? But the thing is here, we do not have enough reason, enough confirmation in the lower time frame here. So it makes sense for you to wait for confirmation in the lower time frame before going in. So you avoid unnecessary losses, right? So that have been that on XAUSD, and I think I've also seen a setup on USD JPY, but USD JPY is just moving, right? It's still moving, and then it didn't come back to where I'm actually looking at price. Um, moving in from. So right, I calculated yesterday what the market just did is we had a break of structure here, right? Price came back, took out this low as liquidity, tapped into this clean demand level as you can see. There's a clean demand level here, as you can see, and then that is height is moving. So price is moving in the intended direction, and we have this height to be taken above. For now, I'm just going to be neutral on this guy because I'm expecting price. I was totally expecting price to pull back on the lower time frame for me to get some entries around this low here, right? I think we'll have a demand on the M30, right? Yes, to go, but you can see that the market keeps going. So even if the market comes back to this region, for example, now I'll still wait for confirmation. I'm not going to rush in here again because the market might just be coming from this supply here, this internal supply. And the funniest part, it will just take out the low that I want to use in buying. So therefore, I want to wait for confirmation here. So there's nothing really much here on USD JPY, right? Unless you want to scalp. If you want to scalp and you want to jump into a set, price actually reacting off a supply, as you can see rather than react on the supply. But the supply, as you can see, is an internal supply because everything that is happening here is just between this particular low here and this height you're seeing. So if you are cool with taking trade from this kind of trade, this is more like the same trade we're having on good price just dumping into a supply or demand and you're attacking it immediately for a sell. But it doesn't really make sense that way. Because sometimes market might just react, right? Market might just react all these zones that you see, and then the next thing boom, if you are there before, if you've been there before, you will know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to find myself in these kind of situations. Rather, I want to make sure that what I'm staying outside and waiting patiently for a good setup. I also have one on a what's it called? GBP AUD. I saw one setup on GBP AUD that I'm looking at for, right? So the why I'm looking at the GBP AUD UBAUD because you can clearly see that we have a break of structure here. This is a change of this is a break of structure at the bottom and then a change of character, right? And then I'm looking at price coming back to tapping into any of this higher time frame. This is H4 demand. We have H4 demand here, and I'm looking at this guy here to be a liquidity for this demand level. And from there, I can now examine what I should do on this particular trade. So, but right now, I'm just going to be neutral. I'm just going to be waiting for a setup. So, this is a very good setup we should look at on the for this week, right? This is a very good setup we should look at for the week. So, just going to be waiting patiently for this guy. Let price come into here. So, we have this guy all mitigated. We also have this demand here all mitigated here at the bottom. So, whichever one the price is actually reacting for, to, and then I'm looking for confirmation in the lower time frame, then you can go in for a buy, right? So, but for now, I'm just going to wait patiently. I'm not going to do anything around it because some persons out of here, they might want to enter trade from here and thinking that okay, market is reacting from this guy here. But even when market is reacting from this guy, it's not a bad one. It's a key demand level as well too. But you can see that you need proper confirmation on the lower time frame. Structurally, this market is still bearish. You can see, still bearish. So we need a proper confirmation to confirm our bullish continuation for us to be able to ride into this up, right? So, but now I'm just staying neutral on this guy, waiting patiently on this guy. And then if you also look at Euro USD, Euro USD also has some setup there too, right? You can see that market is building up for continuity. Market is building up for continuity. Consistent breaking out of the highs. Market got here, took out this low here, right? And then tap into this clean demand, and that was how price took out this internal high, right? So definitely we're expecting price to pull back, fill up all this inefficiency, possible react from any of these keys or have a demand here, or have a demand here. But the thing is, you want to always take the demand at a more discounted level. But the thing is, I'm not going aggressive, as I said. I want to make sure price actually sitting on this level, and then I'm seeing some confirmation on the lower time frame, right? If there's no confirmation, you will not see me on this trade this week because I've learned my lessons, right? When you learn your lesson, trust me, you're not going to be buying anyhow from any else from zones, right? You just want to make sure you're waiting for good confirmation. So this Euro USD, GP, AUD, and gold is one major lookout for the week, right? Major lookout for the week. All the JPY pairs are just been bullish, right? And I'm not really seeing a very clean setup on them. Not really seeing a clean setup on them that is currently ready, right? They are just moving. They are all bullish. So I'll just stay on the side and watch for the week. Today is just Monday, so I believe from before the end of today, the market should actually build up for a good setup for the week before we do anything. So this is not a week that I'll be rushing or thinking of doing anything. Most importantly, what my eyes are going to be fixated on is on XAU USD, right? I'm going to be fixating my eyes on XAU USD because that's my favorite pair and that's what we trade offering, right? So on the lower time frame, I will just wait to see the possible characteristics that is going to exhibit. for us to look at for the long, right? For us to look at the long. So right now, the market is not really doing anything. There is no clean setup. There's no say, already made setup that I want to do anything for, right? One thing I would have actually done this week is actually looking at for that last week slash this month is actually looking at selling from this point. But for me, if it is not clean with structures and liquidity, I'm not going to find myself inside that trade anymore because the way the market is moving this year right now, you need to be very, very careful. Sometimes you need to just the market flow will be there. You will see structures printing cleanly, right? But sometimes the market will just be off, right? It's just going to be off, and that's the more reason why that at that point you now need to be patient because, like what they said, every day not going to be Christmas. Every day can't be Christmas, right? Sometimes we face this kind of market condition, and we encourage ourselves to be patient and to still keep learning, right? Keep learning while we're waiting for perfect opportunity in the market. So if you have been buying from this demand, for example, already fine, you'll be in profit. But this kind of profit will not profit you that is trading $100 or $200. It doesn't only profit those who are trading this capital. Imagine someone who has actually launched a 50 lot size of this good or even 10 lot size of this good. Let's say even 5 lot size. With this little move like this, he's already in a good profit that can sustain him or her. But for you, it's trading your $10, $20. This will not profit you. So hence, you want to look for a good trade that you have a good entry with a good risk to reward that will profit you, right? So that is just what we are going to be looking at for the week. So this week, right now, we're just going to be waiting patiently for XAUSD, see what XAUSD is going to be having for us, GBP AUD, and then Euro USD. Then, because of the week, if there's any possible setup again that the market is actually showing and it is clean and clear for us to go in, definitely I'm going to update it. So all we're just going to be doing is making sure that what we are active on the Telegram channel. We are going to be sharing my setup. We just want to be there and making sure that what you participate on any setup that we're going to be dropping there. So make sure that what you're getting your account ready. Prop firm is there. If you want to fund your life account, you could actually fund $100 account on HFM, right? I'm going to be doing a challenge. Yes, I'm also be documenting with you guys on the Telegram channel. So if you want to be part of it, you just send me a DM and then we know how to guide you along the process too. So definitely we're all here to make money from the market. So it's just a process, it's just a continuous process for us to grow and scale up, right? So far so good. We thank God for life, right? So let's make money this week. Remember, follow your trading plan. Remember, don't just trade blind. If you're not seeing a clean setup in alignment with higher time frame, it's better not to trade, right? A missed money is better than a lost money. We've learned the hard way. So don't be part of people that will be learning the hard way. Okay. So all we just need to do is just stay calm. You just need to stay calm and then what? Make sure that what we get the whole thing going, right? So thank you all for joining the session. And then okay, let's give room for any questions. Any other chart that you guys have seen that we can possibly look at for? Is there any other chart that you are seeing that you've seen a good setup on that we can look at for too? Something you can share and we can actually brainstorm on it together and then we see what we can do together because of the week. Because trust me, this week is going to be a profitable week. It's something I'm feeling already. It's a profitable week already. So I'm not even bothered. I'm not even shake at all. I'm not moved because I know that this week is a profitable week already, right? So it is just for you. It's for you to stay active on the channel, right? Active for the same channel. Yeah, okay. SAUSD on H1, right? On the H1 too, I think I just shared that on the H1, right? What are you seeing on the H1? Are you seeing a sell? Are you seeing a sell or a buy? What are you seeing on the H1? What are you seeing on the H1? Are you seeing a sell or a buy? Daniel, what are you seeing? Are you seeing a sell or a buy? Okay, if you see the fib, I see market selling to downside a bit. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said in the video. That's what I said in this session. Yeah. Yeah, I see that the sell is still on, right? The sell is still on because looking at the way the market has been doing, you can clearly see that there is no bullish energy yet in this market. There's no bullish energy yet in this market. So all we just want to do is if we are selling, but the reason for me, if I'm going to be selling, I'm always looking for where are the traps. Where is the market going to take out first before looking at for the sell? Right now, I can clearly see that there is no trap right now, unless the market will induce a what's it called liquidity to trap traders before they sell coming. So right now, we're just in between a demand level and just in between the price just tap into the demand level. So we cannot really tell because my entry model is not even reflecting right now, right? But looking at okay, yeah, if it's the reaction of the supply region, then you want to look out for possible entries continuation. That's it. You want to look out for possible entries. But right now, we just need to stay neutral because it's just Monday. This is just 11 a.m. and what the London session has come, and then even on the lower time frame, if I should check on the 5 minutes time frame, I don't think that there's any good high probability setup of the 5 minutes time frame. I used to often trade the 5 minutes time frame if you know very well, right? I trade the 5 minutes time frame very well. But since I started trading prop firm again, actively again, I just decided to leave the lower time frame because now you don't want to just be jumping into trades that you know that they will just stop little and you've lost 1% or lost 0.5%. You want to use higher time frame so that even if you are going to be in loss, it's not just going to happen just in 1 second. Right, or one in the next five minutes, you are just out already and you lost full 1%. And imagine you trading a big account, 100K, 200K. This sap, you're losing $1,000, 1%. Like you feel it like almost. So rather, I prefer using the higher time frame, maybe daily on the M30 and above, right? To just see setup and the higher time frame alignment for possible direction, right? So right now on this, even on the 5 minutes right now, I cannot really see any significant thing that will really attract me to going for a sell or a buy it, right? So I know some people will want to sell, but that is cool. It might be in alignment with their own trading model, right? So everybody has their own trading model, which can actually give them a possible. So what the market literally just did was the gap that happened last night, right? That the market just went to fill. So obviously, looking at the way it is right now, there's tendency of price still going down, selling, right? But we need to have our entry model, we need to have our entry confirmation for us to be able to go in so we can be able to have peace. Because one thing is if you are trading and you have a good setup, right, and the market actually taps into your zone, right, when the market is moving in alignment with your plan and your trade is running, you have peace of mind, you feel relaxed, and that kind of joy is what I always like. That is one thing that makes me like trading, right? You feel fulfilled because you know that you mapped out this analysis, right, and everything is well aligned, right, and you're in the trade. You don't even panic because you know that the market is going to move to your destination. But when you just enter into a trade, you'll be panicking, trust me. If you enter into a trade that you know that it is not really in alignment with your plans and in alignment with proper structure, definitely you'll be afraid. You'll be afraid, trust me. So it's something that I've witnessed, and I don't want such. I don't want such. I just want to make sure that what the market is set, the market is ready to go, and we are ready. We saw the opportunity, and we're in, and we're going with it. That would be the best. So thank you for joining the session. So let's see what the market has for us, and then I'll update you all on the Telegram channel. Thank you for joining the session, and make sure don't forget to like. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We'll be bringing more of this often every Monday, and make sure you'll be part of the Telegram channel. Subscribe, join the Telegram channel. That's where I drop my setup. And trust me, this week we are going to end it a profitable one. See you guys inside. Peace, guys.